He goes, I'm just more confident. I'm more ready for when opportunities.
How did it feel being back?
Felt great. I was super excited to get in. Woke up just full of energy and everything, and then obviously the nerves and everything set in, and then they kind of went away after the first couple shifts, and I just felt like I was playing my game.
What's the point mean to you?
It's just a huge accomplishment, and I'm just so happy. And it was a nice shot by Sammy, and I'm glad he could help me out by getting that point, and a tip from Fats too. So, and two of my buddies too, so that I played with on the Moose, starting here when I came to Winnipeg. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a draft and development goal if there ever is one, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we played together a couple years, and then they came up before me, and then it's a full circle back here.
Declan, what are some of the things that allowed you to feel get comfort? I mean, whether it's just a D-to-D pass or getting your feet moving, what were some of the things that helped you get comfortable as the game went on?
Yeah, I think it's maybe receiving a pass and getting my feet moving in the right direction, and then finding a guy that's open. I made a couple. I was playing the right side, so a lot of times I was faking on my backhand, coming back to my forehand, and then finding guys cross ice or my partner again. So I think that helped me a lot for my confidence level, and then I just felt like I was making plays. So my instincts just kind of took over.
I think one of your very first shifts, maybe the first shift, you're out there against Connor Bedard. What was that like to kind of just see him up close and what he can do?
Obviously, you hear all the hype around him, and he's a lot better than I thought he was from the hype. So, I mean, it's just you see how shifty he is and skilled he is, and he's a super smart player. He's going to be a great player, for sure.
How do you see the play breaking down? I mean, you mentioned the details, but how do you see the play leading to the assist there?
It was kind of like a scramble win, and I saw Sammy bringing it over to me, and I was going to hit a 1T, but I figured they kind of line up with three forwards on that hash mark, so it's the odds of it getting through are slim to none, and then Sammy was there, so I just one-touched it to him, and we had a guy at the net, so it was a quick shot, and that's how it goes in.
I feel like every hockey hug is a happy one, but like when you know the guys, like you said, like, what's the verbal like at a moment like that?
I don't think it mattered who the guys were. I was just so happy to be out there, and to get that first one's just a huge step in the right direction, and I couldn't be happier.
Do you have a trophy case back home or something, or where will the first point puck end up?
I'm not sure. I'm sure I have family members probably texting me right now. They want it.
You mentioned Cole and being a buddy and a guy you obviously spent some time with on the Moose. Ninth goal of the year, it's already surpassed what he had last year in a fraction of the games. What have you seen from his development and evolution here?
He's just on an upward trajectory. So, I mean, he's first-round pick, high pick. He's going to be a hell of a player for this organization, and you can see it from his hockey IQ and his sense of where everyone is on the ice. He's always finding guys that are open, and he caught me off guard a couple times with the blue line. I mean, he's throwing it behind his back and finding me, and he's just a hell of a player. So he's got a bright future for sure.
Declan, what's your mentality like too? Now the door's been open for you to play, you get a point in the first game, and how are you approaching this next stretch here?
Just take it one day at a time. Go back, look at some video about this game, what I did well and what I did wrong, and then just focus on the next task at hand, and hopefully have a good morning skate, and then see where I go from there.
Is a guy like Nate Schmidt, really good veteran here, and Nate's had a couple games where he's been a scratch. Does he talk to young guys like yourself? Any advice or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I mean, I played my first game with Schmidt, and he was giving me a ton of advice, and he was just talking so much, so it made the game super easy for me. I loved playing with him, and then in practice, he's got drills that after practice, we're working on stuff, and he's just a great veteran player that's always giving tips to the young guys.
Given that two-year break between games, does it mean a little bit more and allow you to kind of soak it all in a little bit too?
Yeah, for sure. Especially being a home game, it was nice to soak it all in and get the full experience. So, yeah, it was awesome. Thanks guys.
goal in the NHL rank in terms of birthday gifts?
That's probably up there. That's pretty good in a win. So that's kind of all you can ask for.
We've seen actually, I think Kyle Connor's got a bit of a streak going where he scores on his birthday. Like,
Oh yeah.
players get extra jacked.
I think my birthday last year we lost to Columbus at home, so not much of a streak, I guess, but maybe one's a good start.
What did you see in the play itself? How did it go?
I just felt like I had a little space in the neutral zone to kind of build up some speed, and Nicky made a beautiful pass. It was really like a hard enough pass to keep me onside, and it obviously got through the defenseman. And then I just felt like the goalie was challenging me. So usually when they're out of the net a little bit more, I just see if I can find some space 5-hole. And I didn't think it went in at first, but did.
5-on-5 scoring's been a bit tough here the last few games. So you guys get, that was I think only the second one in 4, and then you get another one after that from Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is the case, and do you feel like you guys generated a little more today?
Yeah, I felt like we generated a little more. We talked a lot about trying to use our D and get them involved more. Obviously it's harder to score with a 3-minute attack than a 5-minute attack. So a lot of emphasis on trying to get them involved, and I think we did that at times tonight. Obviously, both D got a touch there on Fetzy's goal. So if we can continue to use that, I think it'd be good.
You guys probably watched film on a guy like Connor Bedard, but to kind of see him first game up close, just 18 years old, what were your impressions of him?
Yeah, he's impressive. You can see he has the confidence that I think a kid like that needs to come into the league and be effective. And he held onto the puck and made a lot of good plays. So every night it seems like there's a really great player coming in, and he's just another one of those. I'm sure he'll have a very successful career.
Today extra important just because you had lost 3 in a row. You obviously don't want a losing streak to extend too much longer, right?
Yeah, I mean 3 is more than we would have liked, but I know we talked with the coaches there yesterday, and they just kind of talked to us about every team goes through this. I feel like every year there's a team that goes through a skid of 3 games, but you obviously want to cut it off when you can. So keeping it at 3 and not letting it get to 4 was good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Similar style of game today that you played in a few of these lately, right? Low score scoring, tight checking. What did you like today? What do you think led to coming out on the right end of this one?
Well, yeah, it was a little loose at sometimes, but no, we played north for the most part. We spent a lot more time in their zone. We used our D a lot better tonight than the previous games, and we changed the point of attack east to west, and we got them D involved. Still only had 7 shots on net. You know, they blocked some shots, but at least we spent a lot more time in their zone than we have the last couple of games, and the only reason was that because we got our D a lot more involved. I know we got 4 assists from our D, and I keep telling you guys that we score, we create offense when our defense are involved.
Would the third goal be a prime example of that, D to D, and obviously the point shot, and Cole gets the tip? Did you feel like that was an important goal for this group because it's just a 1-goal game and gave you maybe a little bit of breathing room there?
Yeah, they were hanging around, and that's what they do. They check well, they defend well, and they're hanging around waiting to get that next goal. So that gave us a little room. That was a huge goal for us, and that's what we tell our D. Like when we go D to D like that, the shooter's job is to get it by that first guy. You know, you can't always down by the net. You can't always get them through there because everyone blocks them. But you have to get it by that top guy, and Dylan did a great job with that. And this was a great tip by Cole.
Just one more from me, but I know he's obviously still working his way back up to game speed after missing so much. The pass, though, from Gabe Vilardi on the power play goal, I imagine that brings a smile to your face. That's probably an exhibit A of what you like to see on that power play.
Capable of what he's doing, and strong on the wall, strong around the net, and he hangs on to pucks and he makes plays. Like, and the only way you do that in this league is if you have size and you have strength. And so we have certainly missed him for sure, along the walls, around the net, and the patience and the skill to make those plays.
Bit of a repeat with Cole going with a great deflection. Is that more of that timing and hockey IQ that you were talking about?
Yeah, it is. It is. So you can talk about getting your defense all the shots all you want, but somebody's got to be down around the net, right, for the most part. There's been games where we've had shots and there's been nobody down there, but that's great eye-hand coordination by Cole. And again, Dylan's did a great job of getting that puck down by the net.
That's his 9th goal of the season. It's a career high for him pretty early on in the year. And what are you seeing from him as he sort of tries to take that next step?
Well, that's where we are. He's trying to take that next step, and the more he plays, the more experience he gains. You hope he just keeps getting better and better. Yeah, I mean, he's got that hockey IQ. He's got that ability to see the ice and know where to be and know where to put his stick and know where people are. And you can't teach some of the stuff that he does.
I wanted to ask about Nikolai Ehlers. He made some amazing plays, great assist on Morgan's goal. One shift, he made a giveaway. He goes off the ice. He's sort of whacking himself on the helmet, frustrated. So, you know, lots going on there. How is his game right now?
He's skating. And when he's skating and he gets with the puck like that, that's a great sign. The confidence is there. There's danger areas that we have to keep working on them, what you're talking about. That's not the time or the place to try those plays. But when you give him an open ice and you let him go, then you've got to give him a green light to be as creative as he wants. But there are times where there's nowhere to go, and you just got to make a better play, sometimes a higher percentage play.
Rick, what stood out or impressed you most about Declan Chisholm's game tonight?
I thought he was very confident and poised with the puck, and that's what we wanted him to do tonight. He skates well, we know that, but he was confident with the puck, and he moved it. The plays that he made were the right play. He didn't make the wrong play in terms of passing it to the wrong guy. Sometimes when you're under pressure, you give your problem to somebody else, but you're passing it to the wrong guy. He was passing it to the right guy.
What does it mean for Morgan Barron to come through? He hadn't had a lot of 5-on-5 scoring, but to get the game winner from fourth line guy.
Yeah, it's his birthday, but the most important thing, he tied his brother in goals. They both have 4 now. I've been bugging him. Your brother's a defenseman. He's got 4. Let's go here.
And then just lastly, a quick thought on what you saw from Connor Bedard, first live viewing.
Oh, wow. He's lived up to the billing. Like his hockey IQ is off the charts, and his poise and his confidence to use the IQ and to use the skills. Like, he made some phenomenal plays. Wow. He's worth the price of admission. He's a fun kid to watch play. Thank you.
This a look, hands it off to Shifley. He gives it to Moore.